Okay, information regarding our various departments. Our building department, seated in the back there, has been very busy during the past year, as evidenced by a 30% increase in building permits, mainly due to residential homes being upgraded by our residents. This is a very encouraging sign that our residents are comfortable and are spending money on their properties. Our vacant property registration program continues to be successful, which has given us a tool to control the blight that oftentimes comes with vacant homes. In 2008, vacant properties peaked at 378 homes. We now have only 76 in our community right now that are vacant. That means that 302 former vacant homes have been inspected, renovated, and either reoccupied or are in the process of being occupied. And this speaks well of our building department staff and the attractiveness of our entire housing stock. On the downside, we haven't had a basement dug in Trenton for a new home construction in 4 years. Hopefully this will change in the upcoming year. The engineering department in the city has also been very busy. During the past year, they've worked on they have been instrumental in the Maple Street reconstruction project, the Trumbull Avenue water main project, and compiling streets and sidewalks inventories through the use of our new Pazers rating system. This new technology has greatly reduced the time and manpower needed to accomplish such a task and has given us more accurate accounting of the conditions of our streets and our sidewalks. This allows the engineering department to prioritize and more efficiently deal with our infrastructure replacement and maintenance. The City Hall ramp replacement is another project that was done by the engineering department as a result of the city receiving an award, a grant. It's called the Help America Vote Act grant in the amount of $53,600, which covered 2/3 of the cost of the ramp. We were able to remove the old non-ADA compliant ramp that had been there for almost 40 years and install one that was compliant. It took plenty of planning, designing, and also coordination to complete all the pre-construction work that was done in-house. Just another reason why that it's so important to have our engineering department staffed in-house. I say that very confidently because I know I've worked with these people for so many years, and they have history, they have the knowledge, and the things that maybe another company wouldn't have. So I'm thankful for their existence. The fire department, a few of them seated in the back, through a $750,000 FEMA Assistance to Firefighters grant, recently took delivery of a brand new 101-foot aerial platform fire truck, which in the end cost the city of Trenton $17,000 after trading in the old ladder truck. According to Chief Vic, we hit the lottery, and I certainly agree. We did. And not stopping at this huge grant award, the fire department is currently seeking a $375,000 grant to purchase a utility fire truck / ambulance. With our grants coordinator, Barb Olson, making the submissions, I would not be surprised to find out that we got this one too. Barb serves a dual role of program coordinator with the Parks and Rec Department, and also her fantastic work seeking and receiving grants throughout the city departments. Those grants, believe me, are what's keeping us together right now. If we don't seek them and get good people asking for them, we aren't able to get these things. $750,000, that's huge. Once again, Barb, Fire Chief Vic, thank you for what you did on that. The Department of Public Services has improved our recycling program for those people who are into recycling, and I hope a lot of you are in Trenton here. But at the transfer station, you no longer are required to pre-sort the recyclables. You can bring bags of commingled recyclables, bring them to this transfer station, and what they'll do is they'll throw them into our compactor, one of our trucks, and they'll crush them down, and then we will deliver them out to a company out in Huron Township. I believe it's Huron Township. And let me see what I got. Yeah, Huron Township. This process is easier for residents and also much more economical for our city to dispose of recyclable materials. I mean, we still want to do our part in doing that. We used to have a program, as you recall, where we had the containers out in front of our house, and once a week they'd pick them up. But they couldn't do that continually because we didn't have enough people that wanted. They had to have like 400 households to support it. When we got down to below 200, they finally had to stop. That's unfortunate. So this is another way we can still do it if we're willing to bring these items to our DPS. Speaking of DPS, the employees have done and continue to do a great job in snow removal. That past snowstorm we had on Wednesday and what we had this past Saturday, you could go to any city around here. I'll tell you right now, and I went to a few of them, but I don't think anybody can correct me. No city had the removal services that took place on Wednesday and Saturday that this community and this DPS group did. And so I thank you and applaud you, Eric, for what your people did. When I travel from city to city, I get a renewed appreciation for what services that we provide. Okay, now I want to get on to some statuses of, see, I'm staying on a positive, all right? I mean, I've gotten rid of the negative. I don't think I really want to go back to that, so I'm doing okay with that. I want to talk about some projects and developments that maybe need some updated from last year. Excuse me. Talks between the community of Trenton, Riverview, and Groseal Township continue about the water purification system that we started talking about 3 years ago. We want to separate ourselves from the Detroit Water and Sewage Department, and these talks are still ongoing. We had hoped that we'd make a decision on this by 2010, by the end, and we thought we were close, but we still have to have some more meetings to finalize the answers from all three communities, because really all three have got to go forward if we're going to do this. I suppose Trenton and Riverview could do it on their own, but without Riverview and Trenton, I mean, Groseal, it'd be very tough if we could do that. But we think that we can do it. I've got a letter into requesting to meet with the director or assistant director of the Detroit Water and Sewage Department, because we have a contract that goes out to 2020. I just learned today that over the weekend on WDIV TV's talk show that they had representatives from the city council, and he may regret what he said, but he said in his talk, when he was asked the question, will you let people, other communities out of the contracts to go out on their own, he said he would. But he represents the council. That's good news for us, but I still need to go there. We have a 35-year contract that we're living on currently, and it doesn't expire, like I said, until 2020. After 30 years, I think they should be able to let us out, because that's what's holding us back right now from really going forward for Trenton. Because we certainly don't want to pay for water in a contract dispute with Detroit for 6 years and still try and build a plant and operate it. So that's the key. As soon as we can get that out of the way, I believe that you're going to find Riverview and Trenton back in these talks, and I think you're going to see a reality come of this. It's about a $50 million operation. When it started with 3 communities doing it in the form of bonds, we can certainly do much better than what we're getting out of Detroit. We just got approximately 10% increase told to us the other day on water. We think that after we start up and get this thing operational, it'd be much more economic for our 3 communities to have our own water. And it'll be the best water in the area because it'll be the state-of-the-art applied to the operation there that they'll have. It'll be all brand new, and the filtering systems will be something that Detroit wouldn't even think about having. So the water in Detroit is good. I mean, nobody can say it's not. I like the Detroit water, but we can make it better, and we can do it cheaper, and I think that's our goal. Wow, that's enough talk about the water department. Anyways, Chrysler Corporation is up and running, and with their new Pentastar engine plant. I'm told that the engine being made at that plant is receiving great reviews and could be expanding their operation there soon. Unfortunately, the old plant, which has been there since the 1950s, it's called the North Plant now, is closing in April of this year, which is 3 years premature from what we had anticipated. That's going to cause us some problems there, but what we're hoping for is that there's been rumors that they may just demolish the plant and leave that 2 million square foot facility space there. We're hoping, and we constantly talk with Chrysler people, whether it be at the local level or in Auburn Hills, that we want them to consider using that old facility for new manufacturing of some sort. They're thinking about it. I hope that rumor is not true, but if they do demolish the 2 million square foot facility, I hope their plans are to build something new for this new manufacturing. With Fiat involved right now, one of the thoughts is that Chrysler could bring their suppliers into that site and perhaps build their parts for that engine right there. It would save them time as far as getting the product there, and certainly save on shipping. And that's what we're hoping that they'll do, is whether they even give them rent-free on that facility, it would save them a ton of money. It would also save the city of Trenton a huge tax-based void that would occur if they do leave and take the building down. So we're hopeful, and I will do whatever I can, to make it happen here. We pulled off a major one when we got the new plant to begin with. As you know, that was going to Van Buren, as I'm told, but it ended up in Trenton. That's because we negotiated hard with them, gave them some incentives that nobody else could offer. So that's that. The former Riverside Hospital property, people want to know about that. It's still a go, according to Dr. Nasir, who owns the property. As you may recall, the site is intended to be transformed into an assisted living facility, top-end single rooms with rented office space at the front and a nursing home site. We had hoped that the plans would be finalized by now, but because of serious health problems in Dr. Nasir's family, his attention has been focusing on his family as he should, and I completely understand. But I do believe that will be a reality. I'm not really sure when we're going to get through some of his problems there, but he's always positive when I'm talking to him.